You, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hello. Good to see you again. We're back. It's Friday. It's wrap back time. Nothing was broken at all. Everything's working. It's fine because last minute technical problems are exactly what you want on a Friday. Hey, how's it going, players?
Oh, we're doing good. How are you?
Hello. Woo-woo. Yeah, I'm good. So, last session, which this party wasn't involved with, there was some chaos going on down in Yettenberg, and by chaos, I mean dead things. Chasing Gots, chasing Bert, and... oh yeah, we may have a spy within town that's been allocated to something. Not quite sure what Sighard's done with him yet, but we'll find out soon where he's been allocated, who he'll be spying on, or slitting the throat off. General gossip in the town since last time. I would say that you players currently here with us would be aware of just a general anxiety within the town. Lots more sightings of strange lights along the tree lines. Even the followers of Tull are not going into the woods at night. And normally they would go into a few areas to do some hunting for nocturnal creatures, so this is quite the thing. Crops are not performing so well. The fishermen unfortunately left town, which I do still feel bad about. Wilfred, you still have your river guard. They are still there.
Hooray.
They just have no one to guard right now. But as Aldred said, if you can find someone that knows how to put a net in the water and then pull it back out again, you may just have some fishermen. And so, the day is yours. It's tensies, you've had your breakfast. Breakfast ale is there in front of you. Over to you.
What would you guys do this weekend? Or this week?
I went hunting for a monster or two.
Oh.
Couldn't bloody find any.
Oh, how unfortunate. We could have had another trophy for the rat hole.
Aye, another trollhead or two would have been nice. But I drank beer instead. It's no bad.
Can't argue with beer.
Oh, never.
Especially
Lothar.
this breakfast beer.
Oh, breakfast beer. What have you been up to, Lothar?
Been trying to harass some of the townsfolk into signing up to join the guard, and then training the few that did. So mostly recovered the few that we lost in that raid.
That's good. Punishing our losses. It's still unfortunate we lost any.
It is. Could do with quite a few more yet.
Aye, hopefully with a few less traitors, eh?
That was disappointing.
To say the least.
What about you, Wilfred?
I've been learning the hard way that it's hard to train your guard when you don't have any equipment for them.
Also
Yep.
true.
Feel that pain.
I mean, that raid last week, it got some equipment for the river wardens, but not enough.
No, but we got black powder stuff, which is hard to come by in these parts, so... I got the hardest bit.
And besides, if you give any peasant a gun, they could fend for themselves a little bit.
Yeah, but if you give any peasant a gun, they could also do a lot worse with it.
Also true. Well, sadly, I've been researching that disease that's been inflicting that family, and I haven't come up with anything. And then I made some money because I have a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on getting pregnant.
Aye, your belly showing.
I believe that would be my girlfriend Natasha that is pregnant. Thank you. I am a male.
Franyo.
Sorry.
Lothar, could you make me an average roll, please?
Yep. As soon as I find it. Seriously?
First roll is 69. Woo!
Yeah.
Um,
Gonna be one of those days.
if you don't holy hug before it pops, it'll come out looking like a fish frog.
I can speak Wastelander. Can I try?
You can make a roll.
Nope.
This breakfast beer is really going to head.
Yeah, I think you heard him say something like, I hope it doesn't look like a fish frog.
Fish frog would be an interesting species.
Aye, at least then you'd know it's yours.
You'd have Mateus back here.
Aye. Aye. Tell you what, I'm getting a wee bit bored sitting around here.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do today?
There's a new dwarf priest in town. You could always swing by there.
Oh, interesting. A dwarf priest.
Aye, aye. There's a shrine to Grimnir in the dwarf pub.
We have a war god residing in our town.
Aye, well, thought we could use it.
Oh, I'll take any assistance from the Dowie.
Good man, good man.
We've got some disagreements between the priests and Moor that are here at the moment and the Strigani. So
Alright.
Yeah,
try and help smooth that over or make it worse. See how it goes.
Hurdy
Hopefully
bird.
smooth.
Frangy fro. Frangy. Frang bungo. One more average roll. Once you pass, you don't have to roll again. But until you do, you suck.
Yep.
Oh, barely.
Yes, yes. It's a success, damn it. I'll take it.
They've been gathering some friends.
They? Which they?
Good question. Roll more SL next time to find out. Grrr, a teaser.
Well, I assume it's either the priest of Moor or the Strigani, since that's what we were talking about.
right.
Which
Your
one has-
deduction skills are amazing.
Which one has more easy access to friends in these lands?
I would imagine the Strigani.
I would imagine Strigani. Didn't Gilly say that her knight friend was going to be coming back soon?
Well, maybe we should go stop by a visit and see if they came back.
Ah,
Sure.
I'd like to meet him. How do you feel about this, Lothar? You were there at the tournament. You saw the knight.
Well, I've heard tale of what he did at the fight in town, well, small war that we had. He was taking down beastmen with one hand. He doesn't sound like the kind of person you want to tangle with. So, if they decide they're not going anywhere, I think the priests and more are going to have to.
It might not be the type of person you want to tangle with, Lothar. Sounds like a good fight to me.
Well, be happy to watch.
I'll always patch you up if you get hurt.
Well, we could always convince them to help us in these dangerous times, especially with spooky things happening in the woods.
That's true. We could probably prove their innocence if we can get them to help us.
Aye, or the guilt. Either way.
Behind you currently, Lothar, a fairly loud conversation between two old men has broken out. Ah, Rex, good to see you again. Yeah. Rex, is that you? Yeah. And this is Timmy. Ah, good, we meet again. Right, about that spoon. The next step is... And he whispers into the old man's ear.
Whispers or loud enough that we could hear him on the other side of town?
Even it's old man whispering, it's fairly loud, but...
It's also mumble.
Challenging perception test?
Sure. Seems to be going well so far. Yep.
Okay. He said the word blessed. I'll say that's one loud one, because the other old man goes, blessed. Curiously, the old man closer to you currently has a dressed corpse of what around town is already known to be a goblin or snotling. Not that one knows the differences, I'm sure, unless you have law greenskins. But in either case, he has been dragging it around with him, which also includes the tavern where you sleep.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this thing reeks to high hell.
It smells cheesy.
The worst kind of goblin.
Yeah, think of a really like pissy cheese. It's ugh. Mixed with some farts. It's not a good smell, and it might be coming from him. It's hard to tell.
It might not be the body.
Well, the old man stands up, slings the goblin over his shoulder. Come on, Timmy. And heads out.
Maybe we should go investigate the Strigani and the moor, since people are gathering.
Yes.
I want to follow that old man out and see what he's doing with that goblin a little bit.
Probably
See
dragging
where he's
her.
going.
I'm sure we'll see him once we step out.
Aye.
Okay, you're just going to follow him around town.
I just want to go out and just sort of see where, is he going anywhere in particular, just while we sort of go towards the Strigani, I suppose. Just keep an eye on him
Sure.
as we move.
We will load on outside, where we have our group. As I maneuver my two cameras now, this isn't a headache at all. Okay. You're in hot pursuit of one old man. You're moving up in the world. He walks down the street, dragged his goblin. A few people step to the side. They know him as being kind of creepy. He has a bit of a reputation. But he's old and senile, and he's probably the oldest person you've ever seen. So, he's given a little bit of grace. Eventually, he sits down on the bank, lays on his back, and falls asleep. So he appears to be catching some rays.
Yep, that was exciting. To the Striganis?
Well, he's just flat out crazy. Yeah.
To the Striganis.
Stopped by them on the way to the miner's pit.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, you wanted to introduce us to your war priest.
Yeah, we can go speak to the Strigani first, can't we? Because they're down at the bottom, aren't they?
Well, they're on the way.
Yeah,
They're on the way.
Yep, so we'll stop by the Strigani on the way to go and say hello to the dwarf priest. Sure.
I will do the job of dragging tokens for you. Sicko, what are you doing there? Go away.
Enjoying his time with Gilly.
Yeah, about trying to. Okay, you arrive. Gilda is there. As who approaches?
Probably not best for the dwarf to approach, because I don't...
Lazarus approaches.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
There's probably about 10 to 15 Stragani around as well. They're shifting some wood at the moment. You're not quite sure, Lothar, if they're helping to assemble it or if they're stealing bits of your palisade. It's, it's a very fine line between the two.
Bastards really just built that.
Lazarus, how are you, darling?
Gilly, how are you? It's good to see you.
Very, very good. Well as can be expected. What with the world coming to an end and all.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, just the town's dramas. Crops are dying, mushrooms. Everything's gone a bit sour. Oh, yes. And those twerps with the masks are trying to have me killed.
Oh, the Moorites?
Mm-hmm. Come in, tea! Come on, come on. Don't just stand out there. And she basically insists you all come inside and have tea.
Of course, I do.
Yep, why not?
I'll follow.
Step inside.
Do dwarves have tea? There's the question.
Oh, we prefer a beard, but it's known to have tea.
A strong tea, then, for yourself. It won't be your doom, but it might well spice things up for you.
That would be fine.
She makes you... She puts something, a couple of leaves into your tea skull plate before giving it to you. The rest, a fairly floral bouquet. Skull plate, a very sort of peppery taste, but a fairly pleasant one on the dwarven palate. Think sort of cayenne pepper, but
Perfect.
in tea form, which is probably what a dwarf slayer likes to feel down his throat. Right, so, what can I do to help?
Well, we heard that either you or the Moorites have been increasing in numbers recently. We were trying to find out who.
That would be them. We're okay with the locals, but it's rather easy to play on old stereotypes and insist everything to do with dead is our fault.
Why are they suspicious of you being some, like, necromancers?
Because they are bigoted fools who don't let old grudges go.
Old grudges? Like what?
There's a degree of overlap between us and them. I would dare say, if you want knowledge of the dead, try the people who were enslaved by them. They would say that their god Moor has all of the answers. I think they're arrogant. And they think I'm a heretic.
I mean, we watched you rip apart a necromancer and burn him.
Well, cut off his arms and legs, or feet and hands rather, but yes, indeed, but still, one cannot convert a bigot all that easily. And
Is there...
they won't be long before they form a mob. This is what happens typically. Pitchforks come, we leave, or it gets messy.
Is there a way that maybe you could prove your innocence?
To them, no. To most, even, no.
So what do you plan on doing?
We shall see. I think I'm going to talk to your lord. Lord Fancy Pants. They are
Speaking of fancy pants,
Yes?
is your knight friend gonna be coming back? I heard he was.
Soon-ish. Things to do on the way. Month, perhaps two. I don't know. I get the occasional message. And
Sure, like to meet him.
they tend to be somewhat vague. But he's en route. I think I'm going to talk to Sigurd. I've already said to him and offered as much that if the town needs protection from whatever ails it, the Strigani can offer. But there will be conflict if, well, the Moorites are allowed to be indulged.
Okay, well, I'm not going to keep you. You have matters to attend to.
Yes, I do. Speaking of that, have you ever seen a wyvern's fang?
Not.
Well, she pulls out a tooth that is pretty much the size of a dagger. Came into this recently. Rather exciting, is it not?
Fascinating. How did you acquire such a thing?
Well, someone killed it, took the fang, and I bought it. Well, a debt was owed.
You could make a fine dagger with that.
That's the plan. Something special.
Well, you'll have to show me when it's complete.
Yes. I have a couple of ideas. It depends what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Also, Yarla's not having too much luck with the crops. I think it's not going to be too long before we're all sucking on stones for food.
Would you be able to help with the crops if the priests and Moor left you alone?
Yes, absolutely. Not perhaps up to Sigmar's standard, but, my darlings, I will be happy to oblige. But a choice must be made.
What's the cost of your protection?
Well, for a start, those threatening with a mob for us to leave should leave. Hard to concentrate with their rabble going on. Otherwise, let's just chalk this one up to being friends.
Well, I'll see what we can say to the priests as if they'll leave you alone.
Marvellous. And it's, let me say on their behalf, they won't.
Well, maybe they'll take a bit of convincing.
Well, if you go kicking them out, just don't say that I did it, lest you be accused of working with a witch.
Or let them accuse.
Marvellous.
Accuse a dwarf of working with a witch. Huh.
I have seen them accuse people of worse, and as much as I would like them to disappear, right now, I would suggest not killing them.
I would agree.
There are other ways to convince people. I wouldn't worry too much, Gilda.
Of course, and do tell Lord Fancy Pants when you see him. She hesitates for a second. I have something I need to share that is perhaps distressing to him, and I didn't know how to broach the topic. One does not want to embarrass a lord.
We'll let him know when we see him.
Perhaps you can pass a message. She flips a coin to Wilfred, Skullplate, and Lazarus. Can you make me a average dexterity roll, each of you, please?
As soon as I can find it.
Oh, hot dang! Wilfred, how do you catch a coin?
In my teeth.
Just chomp it out of the air. Okay.
Gotta make sure it's a real coin.
How do I pull up my character sheet when I can't see my token?
Press C.
Oh, go on. She tosses one to you as well, Lazarus. Yeah,
You said Lazarus. You said Wilfred, Lazarus, and Skullplate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Lothar's busy with tea. Sorry, Lothar, I forgot you. Wow, so bad.
What am I rolling?
I'm subconsciously leaning into our in-joke. Hang on, let me fix your token quick, Lazarus, because this just won't do. You're now Lazarus copy. There you go. You should be able to use that
I can
token.
see the tokens now. Sweet.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Can you do that for me too?
Everyone's a millennial all of a sudden. Occasionally, when you get an update, everything breaks. Right. Does everyone have a token now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes! Does anyone need help with finding dexterity or their bumhole?
I had a moment, but I found it, and I rolled a +4.
Wow, okay. The two short-statured people, Lazarus, how about yourself?
Dex roll.
One dex roll,
Yeah.
please, average. Also, thank you very much for the donation, Torsa. Very kind. Okay.
Drops it.
Skullplate, how do you catch a coin? You're competing
great-
against a halfling.
I basically catch it between two fingers as it flies through the air like a flying star. And in my head, I'm thinking, throw a coin to your slayer, or valley of plenty. I'm sorry, I had to.
And Lazarus, you reach for it, but it slips through your finger and sort of your hands jutter about as you try and prevent it going to the floor. You get it at the end. Not quite as stylish as your companions. Don't get excited. It's not silver.
I appreciate it anyway.
You have money problems in this town.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of problems in this town.
If I may clarify, your silver is not made of silver.
You're saying we have a counterfeit,
Yes.
and that Sighard didn't give you silver.
Wilfred, the coin you've bitten in has teeth marks in it.
This not silver's pretty flaccid. We have soft metal.
Tin, I assume. Some stained metal, I don't know. Don't ask me, I don't counterfeit coins for a living, but I would perhaps have a chat with your bailiff and hope he's realised already, otherwise you probably need a new bailiff.
Stop by and ask.
Yes, but... Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Didn't want to tell him. He seemed so happy when I saw him.
Well, now that it's brought to our attention, maybe we can be the ones to sort it out before he has to.
Heroes of Tam.
I have law metallurgy. Can I
Sure,
see if I can work out what it's made of?
sure.
Is this a challenging average?
This is a... I'll say you can take your time for a bit while they're talking, so I'll give you an average. Okay. I think your best bet is that they've taken something and put a dye in it, perhaps to try and sort of artificially induce a shine. But it's the moment you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's not silver.
No.
I will say it's not a terrible rip-off, though. It's not a terrible counterfeit, but it's also, to a dwarf, still definitely not silver.
Well, perhaps we need to go and have a word with the bailiff.
You should. Santiago, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a shame Salop's not here.
Fernando, I believe.
Fernando.
Oh, it's Fernando.
Both hairy, easy mistake to make.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
thank you very much for your time. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I thought someone should know.
Aye.
Yeah. Thank you, Gilly.
We do not want to be giving a bag of coin to any other towns and having our heads lopped off or ripping them off, do we now?
Nope.
Indeed.
Indeed. So, I look forward to seeing you all again, and I think my friend shall be here soon.
Cool.
I look forward to talk.
Oh, before I go,
Yes.
Sighard mentioned that you were asking about the spear.
Oh, yes. It's nice to see that Tom has drawn some attention.
It's nice that it's not bad for a change.
Some places that seem dreary are still worth fighting for.
Seems that there's others that agree.
There are. Still, it's quite a pretty spear. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with it.
If you ever need a poison for it, let me know.
Much obliged.
Not that I want to spoil the metal, but still.
Always useful to know.
You'll have to teach me some of those poisons.
The trick is, stick it in the heart. Then you don't need a poison.
True.
But if you're not very good with a spear, poison helps. So, have a wonderful afternoon. I have a finger to remove.
Always seem to.
Yes. Cures many things. Not stupidity, though. Just sort of shouts to the door. Coming! You hadn't heard anyone there, but someone goes, "Yeah, ooh, ooh."
Get up and leave them.
Alright, we'll get up and leave.
We leave.
And have a little conflab outside. Alright, I think before we go to the dwarf priest, we've got a couple of conversations to have with some people.
Yeah. First and foremost, Fernando.
Alright, I agree. Fernando, then the priests of Moor.
Yeah, it could be like trying to get blood out of a stone, but could be worth a try.
You can have a conversation with them and sort of see where they're at the minute.
Maybe we could get them to come with us to the crypt in a bit. Then they'll see that we're all on the same side.
Aye, they could go first.
Indeed.
To the bailiff.
Okay. And we have to make a very brief GM annotation here that it wasn't me that rolled fake silver, the endeavour before we threw silver at the Strigani. But it was on the endeavour table. Oh, Fate, you are a funny, funny mistress. I laughed after the session for about 15 minutes because of that. Sorry in advance, Sigurd. Love you, buddy! And so, where were we going first? To Fernando.
Fernando,
We're talking to the bailiff about the problem.
Celip's lover.
The rest of you can drag your own damn tokens.
Ah, Signor Lothar. Nice to see you.
Hello, Fernando. I've just got back from seeing Gilda, and seems we have some fake currency going around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know anything about this?
Oh.
Let Fernando roll to see. How much he knows.
Fantastic.
Then, Signor, there is no problem with the coin. Everything is fine.
I'll hand him the coin that I was given by Gilly.
It's
Tell
a
me
pretty
that's
silver.
No. Even a numgi eye could see that's not silver. And I bend it, show him it's as much as I might be able to. I sort of bend the coin because it's a bit flaccid.
Make a strength test for me, please. Challenging.
Challenging strength.
Unless you
test.
want to use your mind, in which case it's intelligence.
No. I'm a dwarf. We don't have minds.
That's true.
Bends
Okay.
it in half with 2 fingers.
Mamma mia, you bending my coin.
He's not Italian, but I don't care.
Is he
Signor,
Mario?
why you bend the floppy coin?
Because it's not silver.
Huh?
How many more coins could be like this?
Goes into his goes into the bailiff's office, comes out about 10 seconds later with a, you know those robber sacks you get that have the cash symbol on them, enough for like one person to hold, that's like the size of a bowling ball.
I don't know how many of them are floppy.
Can I do another metallurgy test to sort of grab a few coins and see
Yeah,
what looks like it's...
Yeah, I'll factor in how many you get through with the, I'll say average. You can sit there, take your time, bite a few of them.
Oh wow.
Gonna
Okay.
die in combat.
I'd say you try a dozen and 1 in 3 are off.
Wow. So I can show him how to test for them, right?
You could probably take some time to do so. I mean, you can give him some basics right now to be like, look, if you scratch it like this and if it does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can impart something basic initially, at least.
Yeah. So well, I think that's what we do for now. Make him aware of it, so at least he can start fishing out the coins that are counterfeit, so we're not giving them out to anyone. Anyone else got any thoughts?
Sounds like a good idea. It'd be hilarious if we lose a third of our meager wealth.
I think we might. But the
At
question
least you
is,
can recycle the metal.
aye, potentially, if it's any use. But the question is, where did it come from?
So true.
Has somebody been in and taken up to a third of the coins?
Or
And
has
replace
travelling
them.
merchants ripped us off?
Or, yeah.
Could
Or has
be
it
a-
always been like that?
Depends where this money even came from. Do you have a record of that, Fernando?
See? Not each, This is, mustardy coin. It's all in one bag. Makes it easier to carry.
Right. Well, right.
Senor, should I keep each of the coin from each of the people from in a different bag?
No, but it would have been good to know if this money was from the loan we were given.
From now on, I will bite all of the coins, senor.
Sorry to any Hispanic people listening. Also,
any
sorry for lumping you all into
Italian-
the word Hispanic.
So, sorry to anyone who's Hispanic, Italian, and Indian mixed.
Hispalian.
Hispanic Indian.
Senor, have I delivered excellent customer service?
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
There isn't a correct answer.
Okay, senors. I will keep my eyes open.
His
Aye,
bushy
and,
eyebrows raise up a little bit.
Start separating those coins out and check any coins that come in before they go in the bag.
Si, senor Dove. I will look.
Alright. Right. What we doing now?
Immediately to your left, Wilfred and Lothar stood there for the whole of this conversation are more priests, oddly in the same position as the last session we saw. They're currently converting. They're conversing with a few peasants, some of which have a particularly interested expression. They appear to be preaching the word of more. A few prayers, but in between are slightly passive-aggressive comments made about the Strigani. Nothing too overt, but there is a little bit of sass to them.
Do we want to try and resolve this now?
Yes, we should.
Let's go and have a word with some priests. Well met, priests. I'm just
Good
interrupting them, I don't care.
afternoon.
You speak to the shorter one that's sort of hunched down with a staff in his hand, a skull on a rope around his neck.
Hello.
I was just listening to you speaking to your followers there, and, well, I couldn't help notice a few words about the Strigani.
Yes. The Strigani are cursed.
Cursed, you say? Oh, dear.
Misguided people.
Misguided, you say?
And cursed.
Aye. In what manner?
They desecrate the dead and do not follow the burials as dictated by Moor.
Don't follow the burials as dictated by Moor. Oh,
They desecrate the dead.
and in what manner do they desecrate the dead?
By not following the burial procedures of Moor.
Oh,
And pray tell, good priest, what are those procedures in which they do not follow?
2 coins of silver on the eyes.
to pay their way to more into the afterlife, as well as a couple of prayers to send them on their way. And a hole in the ground, about this deep.
And so, what do they do with their dead? I mean, I assume you've been there and you've seen this.
Oh. They are not exactly sure, but my colleague tells me it is very bad.
Your colleague tells you.
Yes.
Ah, so you've not seen it?
Lothar, can you make me an average intelligence test as well?
Yep.
I have heard of their heresies.
You've heard.
His
So-
voice
so
sounds
which
a
of-
bit familiar.
So,
That's all I'll
which
say.
of your friends is the one that's seen their burial ceremonies? Is it the guy there?
Fat guy to underneath him is currently talking to a few of your peasants, but his robe is tugged on by his colleague. He wants to understand of the heresies of the Strigani. And you get a fairly long, laborious lecture as to the ways that they insult more, so simply with their presence, the way they conduct themselves, but above all, the lack of procedure that is afforded to the dead.
Ah, and you've seen this yourself.
I would not look upon heresy.
Oh, so you haven't seen it. So you don't know. And I'm saying this loud enough for everyone to hear now, all the peasants. So you don't know these things. They're just what you've been told. So they're not fact, they're hearsay.
The
Interesting.
knowledge of their transgressions has travelled through all Reichland. I'm going to give you a charm. Well, you can roll what you like, but he's going to roll a charm.
Okay.
And this is for influence on the masses. Challenging.
Melee two-handed? No.
Drive your point home.
Drink test. I am too strong for this.
I assume whatever I roll would be on a challenging, no.
Whatever you roll's on challenging.
Yeah, of course.
This is mano a mano.
Damn it.
Do you need to re-roll that?
I think I might.
Combat's
actually.
probably not dangerous.
Oh, that was.
Worth.
We
Drop your point.
understand the ways of the Strigani are tainted, misguided, and, if you wish, remove them from the town, and we will guarantee safety from the dead.
Oh, well, that's a great offer. I mean, it was brilliant when you were there fighting off all the hordes that came and attacked. Oh no, wait, that wasn't you, was it? No, if I remember correctly, that was the Strigani that was there, helping protect the town from the hordes of chaos monstrosities that came across. Well, thank you very much for your conversation. Goodbye, and goodbye, villagers.
You cannot see too much of his eyes between the mascara and a skull mask, but you know they are squinting at you right now. As you walk away.
Yeah.
One of the villagers, as you walk away, I saw her covered in blood. All caked in it and stuff. 2 daggers she had. She stabbed someone up.
Are
That's
there
about all
any
you get.
are
Yep.
there any watchmen nearby or guard?
They're not too far away. You're in a small town.
Yeah, I'll wave them over and ask them to just disperse the crowd so that we can talk to the priests without.
Oh no, I'm done with
they're
them. If you want to
agitating.
speak to them, go for it.
Yeah, I do, but not with the townsfolk around.
Okay, you want to get off your guard to... Okay, should we roll an intimidate test for the guard?
Should I lead them along?
Can I give the guard a bonus to scatter the crowd?
Okay, a leadership test aided and facilitated by a very important halfling. A VIH.
For the destroyer.
Right. They're never going to roll leadership again. Fuck, I didn't give them that skill. Right. I never thought they would be using leadership in a billion years. I was like, let's condense their character sheets to make it simple. That will be against a target of like 60 something. So, okay, opposed by willpower. See how stubborn the peasants are. Not that stubborn. They disperse. It takes a little bit of shoving and they disappear.
Alright. So, gentlemen, seems we have a issue. The Strigani have been very helpful to this town, and the people generally are not disfavourable to them. However, you're not helping the situation.
Indeed.
Now, I know your beliefs. I've worked with the priests of Moor. And we plan on actually going about Moor's duty shortly. We're going up to a crypt that's nearby to see if it's anything to do with the corruption that's been spreading through the area. Don't know if you would like to help with that. But at the very least, we'd ask that you give the Strigani room, if not a chance.
The larger one smiles at you for a moment before sort of pausing and contemplating on his words.
Perhaps the Slayer is best suited to investigate. But Moor and the Strigani do not coexist. If they are to stay, then we will be within our temple.
Very well. I believe the debt of gratitude we owe the Strigani will ensure that they stay, as they helped drive chaos and demons out of this town. I'm afraid it may go their way.
The question is, what did they bring in to your town when they were allowed inside? We will await your trip. May more be with you. Blessed are those, the fathers, the sons, and the goats. More.
And he does a little Mori blessing for you.
Very kind.
Thank you.
All right.
3 of them start sort of conversing and look like they're probably going to head to their abode. They have a single home they've been put up in, seeing as no one else wants to share a room with them, let alone a tavern. So,
Are they going to shuffle off the streets now then?
yeah,
they're skedaddling
Jolly good.
off to the off to their resting place. Okay.
Well, that went well.
Could have gone a lot worse.
Aye. I'll have to keep an eye on them. Bloody priest of less.
Well, shall we try not dying in a crypt?
Yes.
I am spoiling for a fight now.
Hopefully we can come back with something to interest them enough to leave on good terms. It'd be nice not to be known as the town that threw Moor out. Certainly when the restless dead are about.
We're gonna have to find a way for them to compromise.
That ain't gonna happen. Frankly. But at least if it's favourable. That's about the best we can hope for.
Aye. As long as I leave each other alone, that'll do.
Exactly.
Right. Is it just the four of us going, or are we bringing anyone with us?
I was gonna hustle some guard with us. I remember what was in those crypts last time. I am not keen to fight it on my own.
What are you thinking, Lothar? Rustle up as many as you can. Just
I've got 9 guards, so take... Wilfred, do you want to take any of the river wardens, since there's bugger all in the way of fishermen for them to protect?
Yeah, I only have 3, so I'll take all 3 with me, and that way you can leave the guard as a just in case something shows up.
Well, I'll take just the 4 then.
So you can take half of them. Take 4.5.
No, I'm trying to avoid having halves, that's the whole point.
you could take 4.5 ling.
Yep.
And on that note, we're going to take a 5-minute breather, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all in just a mo, because Hydra wasn't expecting to have tokens for River Wardens. BRB. But also, I really need a bio. Alright.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to the gameplay stream. Oh, we're back. Howdy doody, guys and girls. Welcome back. So, Lazarus, Wilfred, Skullplate, Lothar, I believe you are currently headed up to the hills. Are you stopping off for anything in town before you go? Anything else on the agenda, or is it off to investigate this crypt?
I think we're good. We've got random bandages and whatever else we need before we go and throw ourselves at that, so there's no shopping or anything. Anyone else need anything?
Nope.
Just a good fight and some beer.
Alright, we're off.
A fairly bright walk as the sun beats down on you. It is a pleasant day, were it not for the gloom that surrounds this town. As you walk there, I'll allow you each a challenging perception roll. Each of you, I would assume, would be looking for different things, so I will try and take a bit of artistic license.
Challenging?
Challenging.
I'm just walking with my eyes closed.
Just...
Yep, no one's paying any attention.
Good. Good.
Rolls.
That's great. Okay. It's difficult to focus on what's going on around with so many things to contend with in the town right now. There is counterfeit coin. The food is going rotten before it's even been picked. There are ghosts in the woods. Those ghosts are eating people. It's complicated, one could say. And before too long, you do arrive at the entrance of said mineshaft. It is relatively quiet outside. To give a little visual. And you have a number of guard with you, and river wardens. I would like to ask what your plan is.
For you to throw the right token down for me so I could see.
Oh, you suck. I need to give Wilfred copy. There you go.
Well, I guess we're just toddling on in.
Right, I think the thing to do would be to advance. But to try and do it with as much reasonable stealth as possible as a great group of people, so no shouting and singing loud songs, obviously.
Yep. Well, I have language battle for just this scenario. Not that anyone else does.
Send scrubs up first.
Okay.
How many sources of light do we have?
I will assume there are a couple of torches between you at least. Given how many guard there are, I will assume between the river warden and the guard, I'll assume there's another 3 torches.
Okay.
So, sufficient light. Okay. So,
On in.
we step inside. Back to the Mines of Tar. Where I think we can probably move to slightly more unsettling music.
My god, it's dark in here.
Yeah, I don't think my token's loaded in yet. Oh no, it's loaded.
No, I don't think it's loaded. There we go. No, it has.
Yeah, I mean,
Just wait! You ruin my immersions by describing your loading process. My immersions.
Sorry, Mum.
So, how about them loading times?
Get a better internet. Frickin' nerds. Dear. Right.
Stop uploading 4K images.
To be fair, this is a pretty big map. I will give you that. I will give you that. I will also look for the adventure music.
Okay. Do we notice anything? Because most of us were here last time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. There's a bit of overlap.
Yumi and Wilfred.
3 of you.
Yeah, 3 of us, yeah, I thought so. Do we notice anything having changed so far?
So far, you've just stepped inside. So I will say, aside from the thick mist that is in the air, that is definitely new, and you'll have to roll me a perception, please. Challenging.
This went so well last time.
Also, keep an eye out for angry, toothy testicles.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, it's gold plate. There is the smell of flesh in the air, but it's not man flesh.
Something's died in here, and not too long ago. I think.
Okay.
Be on your guard. We ready to advance through?
No.
The first one is how brave the guard are feeling.
Oh.
Second one is how brave the river wardens are feeling. Okay. Wilfred, your 3 troops are feeling somewhat shaky. You can tell this by the vibrating weapon someone has in its
Will
sheath
try
at the
and
moment.
leadership them to calm.
Give me an average leadership, factoring in your rank. Otherwise, it would be challenging. Okay. Sorry, sir. Only I'm kind of scared on account of this being where people keep dying and all. Still, it's very nice of you to bring us here and all that.
Oh, I thought it'd be good for everyone to get out since you have nothing to do with the riverways, and this will be a good way for you to train.
Right, sir. There is a thick gulp as the gentleman swallows what saliva he has and shakily steps forward with you. Now, you have 7 troops. Up ahead of you is just a dark mine shaft, illuminated by a bit of fire, but certainly subdued by the fog. How would you like to proceed?
I think we advance together.
Okay. You guys leading the way?
Well, that's
Yeah,
Troops in the
Yeah.
rear. Fair enough.
for the moment, because this is the narrow bit.
Why not? Well, I will move them. And
Oh, my token didn't move. Go there.
oh, great! Foundry's just having a hissy fit again.
No, they moved.
There we go. Okay. So you move up, and that same old door is there. Thus far, nothing unusual, nothing strange. Same old mine shaft. And I will assume you go through the, I would say, the gap in the barrier that is enough room for one man, shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, we'll go through and wait for the rest of the guard and everything to get through.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, we went left and then right, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Left was a
Left was
deadish end.
Dead end.
Right led round to the crypt.
Do we want to investigate left to ensure it's clear first?
We can do. I believe
Okay.
that's exactly what we did last time.
Best
Yeah.
to make sure there's no leftover ratties.
Yeah, just make sure nothing creeps up behind us, basically.
I really don't want to fight reanimated rat beasts.
Is it worth leaving a couple of guard by that gate
No.
by the entrance?
Nope, they are sticking together as a swarm.
Okay. So we move up. See if there's anything here.
We're pushing out, well.
I'm going to move the guard up.
Token issues.
No, I'm just doing stuff.
Not you.
So this is the dead end where we fought all the rats.
Yeah.
How's it going, Grim? How's it going, Wilfred?
I'm still loading into the map.
Oh, fuck me. Now you tell me.
I've got.
I mean,
I've got.
telling people in chat.
I can't
I've
reach
got
out while I'm there,
the wrong token. And
Right.
it's saying I don't own a token on the map.
Frickin' right. How about you now, Lazarus?
See a little bit more. Let me zoom back in.
I frickin' die inside sometimes.
I see my token, but I only see this little door.
Right, there you go.
There we go.
Here we go. Token vision problems for any GM that's ever dabbled with dynamic lighting. And...
Yeah, I don't think mine's... I mean, it's not a problem.
Oh,
'cause
don't you
both-
even start. You're
No,
just...
I'm
you're just...
saying it doesn't light stuff up. My token doesn't seem to light stuff up that much. It seems to follow Lothar's, but for what it's worth, it's not worth spending
That'll
time.
do. That'll frickin' do. Right, there you go, Wilfred.
It still works.
Thank you, friend.
Okay.
Don't be a
now-
GM. Just don't be a GM. You'll regret it. Right.
Now that we're all here, is there anything here that we can see
Yes.
of interest?
Way before you get to there, I would say around about there. Average perception, please.
Any bonuses for us with those with low light?
You'll
Night
get
vision?
extra detail.
Ooh.
Well, back to the crap rolls then.
Okay.
Nice.
As the group of you walk forward toward a pile of rubble, there is some noise coming from it. It is animalistic, bestial, so it sounds like something is perhaps chewing or gnawing. And ahead of you, looking at the ground underneath your torches, there are a number of bones, and the ground is wet. But Wilfred, you can see the reddish hue to the soil beneath your boot and catch a glimmer of a red glow. The soil here is wet with the flow of blood.
Well, gentlemen, whatever is now occupying this cave is currently eating something recently dead. A lot of blood on the floor.
Now, on that note, Skullblades, in front of you, standing up, are 3 human-sized figures. You would assume they were people, though the way they move is drunken and lazy, perhaps. They have been disturbed by your presence. And we're going to roll initiative. Don't worry, they won't be going first, as they're zombies. So, bear with me a moment while we begin an active encounter. Right. Oh my good lord, you had to bring all these NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. I'm going to roll 1d100 for a thing. Okay. Nothing yet seems to have happened. Lazarus, you've seen these individuals stand in front of you. Right now, I would say you can barely make out their faces, although it's clear in the way they're moving that they're either really sick people or something's horribly, horribly wrong.
I don't think these are normal people. They're either really sick or something's going on.
Well, okay, so I think we could hear them eating dead things.
Now, you have seconds here, Lazarus. What are you doing?
I'm going to use my sling and shoot this thing.
Sure. Sling away, sweet prince. That'll be... Ooh, what's the range on your sling? Which you don't have equipped. Sling stone, 60 yards. Okay, that's going to be an average test. Okay. Okay. Square in the center of mass. You see the figure stumble back a little bit. You hear a screeching noise coming from it. It's pretty disgusting. Mangled. And on that note, Lazarus, can you make me a -20 perception test, please? That's actually pretty good. That was -20?
I put a hard test.
Yep.
Nice.
-20 then.
Yeah. Okay. So, on that note, a figure in the mist to your left, Lazarus, comes moving towards you. And it's holding a weapon. It feels like it's made of mist, and yet you can make out what looks like a person coming toward you. I'm going to ask you to defend, please. I would say you have your sling equipped, so if you use a weapon, it will be in your offhand, so it would be a dodge or...
What difficulty is this dodge?
It's challenging. All melee will be challenging.
+10 for the advantage, but that wouldn't have saved you.
Yes. Yeah, we'll give you an extra 10 for your 36. Test. Are you taking the damage?
I'll soak it.
You'll soak it. Okay. This creature comes lunging towards you, and though its weapon almost passes through you, you still feel the pain. It's not as if you've been hit by a blade, but you still feel a tearing sensation across the left side of your rib cage. You look down, there is a rip in your armor, and blood coming out. Also, Lazarus, can you make me a cool check, please? River Wardens, let's roll a cool check. Oh, let's roll a perception test for you first. That's not too good for them. That's only just a fail. Let me just double check their call. Sorry, I don't want to get this wrong. You wanted to bring all the tokens here, not me? Yeah, okay. They're kind of broken. And we're going to have a tasty roll against them. That will be plus 20. Because they didn't see anything coming. Okay. In front of you, Lazarus, one of the river wardens just suddenly screeches, "Ah!" Unclear what just happened. Doesn't seem particularly hurt, but he's clutching onto his leg. Skullplate. In front of you are 3 figures lurching towards you.
Let's go. I'm going to charge them.
Okay.
It's not letting me move. Wonderful. Let me just take that target thing off and then move. There we go. Change targeting. And I go smacky smacky, but I understand. And I have a slow weapon.
You do indeed, so you know what's going to happen. It's going to go... Despite the fact it's a zombie, it still reaches out towards you, which means you get to parry against a -5. And in this situation, slow's probably going to work out in your advantage.
I have a negative 10 on my modifier. Is that supposed to be there just so before I roll?
Well, you don't have to roll a fear test, so it shouldn't be there. And I don't know why it is. So just
Fantastic.
please reduce it to... you can actually...
0.
Yeah, I don't know if you... Let's put it up to 10, because you do have your charging. You gain an advantage for charging either way.
Oh, yes.
So I'll put that on. Okay, enough to parry it. Putting you up to 2 advantage straight away. Now you can attack it and probably rip zombie.
There we go. And... So this is a better roll. Oh, yes. Oh, baby.
Well, we'll probably do it. Oh, zombie. Oh, zombie. Okay. First zombie falls to the floor. Skullplate, you get another attack.
Max advantage now to 3.
Yep, max advantage, you'll be on 30.
Okay. Oh.
That is pretty good going for a zombie. And that's not quite a dead one. Just roll that on the first. Crushed foot on the first zombie. Okay, that is duly noted. That is duly noted. Right, okay. So you swing through. What do you hit on the first zombie?
The first zombie is basically a straight downward stroke with the hammer, and it slams into its head, and then its head sort of goes straight down, almost like it's popping out of its arse.
You hit the skull crack.
And then the second one is an upswing from the hammer coming down.
Okay.
To hit the second one.
Okay. You get it square in the upper chest as it's leaning down over you. It's still a human, taller figure than yourself, and it's still standing as if a drunken human, but so guard are going to roll a perception test. Everything is fine. And never mind. Never mind, apparently. Or wow, okay. Fine. Fine. On an unsuspecting person that wasn't even looking, a clumsy ghost manages to charge toward And, wow, okay, I'm just done. Skull plate. This one that you've just struck is going to swing back at you. It has a stick in its hand. It looks like that stick might have an axe head on the end. Raises the arm up and tries to almost just drop the arm on you. There's not a lot of skill behind this.
Do I maintain modifier, right?
You maintain your plus 30. You're still on plus 30. First River Warden to go. Okay. Perception test first. Can't find him. Wilfred. I'm just going by token position here. Sorry, buddy. Can you roll me a -20 perception test, please? Prepare for 2 hours of combat.
Question is, can I pass a -20 perception test?
No.
No.
Okay. And we are going to go with... Now, the good news is you don't have to roll anything. Because this isn't opposed. And... I mean, that kind of hurt a little bit. You don't know what just happened to you, Wilfred, but something has just lacerated your right leg. You look to your right, there is just mist. It is very difficult to make out what is going on in here. And you are now outnumbered, so my zombie might have a chance at hitting you, Skull Plate. We're going to roll a +20. Oh, let's go. Okay, never mind. Zombies suck, so that's fine. Okay, next turn, this one goes last.
Okay, opposed.
Yep. You're still fine. It's just zombies doing the zombie things. Lothar! Warrior priest in a very warrior-like situation. What's going on?
I'm guessing I need to do perception to see any of the ghosts.
Yes, -20.
Fantastic. This is going to be hilarious.
It gets easier after you've been hit. That's the good news.
So not seeing any of those going on, just hearing people.
I will give
yelp,
you for
I guess.
free that you know Wilfred has been struck. You know a man to your left has been struck. And Lazarus has turned around to start swiping at the mist.
Well, as this triggers memories of the alleyway, I am going to enact that chant about a kingdom that was once destroyed should never come back into being, nor must the dead be allowed to return to life.
Okay. That is a very good chance to make. And I sensed a reroll. Oh.
Yep. Wow.
Would you like a corruption point reroll?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, worth a try. Okay. Okay. Time guard. You're actually going to be really happy you brought these people. Never mind. Why did I just say that?
Yeah.
Wilfred, it's your turn. I'll allow you another perception test -10 this time. You've been hit by this. Still hard to see. Yes. Was that -10?
Yes.
Wow.
I have a
Okay.
perception of 22.
Okay, that's just get hit again. Everything will be fine. Okay. As far as you're aware, something has just lacerated your leg. There's mist all around you. It's really difficult to see what just did it. What would you like to do?
I would like to...
Also,
If I fire my gun,
Yep.
It would illuminate the mist, yes. It's a muzzle flash.
Sure.
I'll fire the gun towards the zombie down here and keep an eye out for...
Okay.
Oh, that one's dead, isn't it? Maybe.
It's on the floor. With your perception test, it's dead.
I'll fire at that one.
Sure. It is in combat with Skullplate. It's going to be a challenging test because it's plus 20 to hit it, but also minus 20 because it's swung at him.
That's fine. No, that's a reroll.
Also, that is
No, that's
a opposed
I'll take-
weapon test pistol. Whatever the fuck that is. Was your pistol loaded by any chance?
It is loaded.
It is now.
Oh, I know why. I don't have it in my main hand like I should.
Okay. Roll that for me one more time, you beautiful halfling, and we'll change your roll to... Did you roll 96 then 94?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take a dark dealing corruption point to re-roll it.
Okay, well now we actually have this. Right, now would you like a corruption point? I was just going to get you to
Yes.
roll it and then edit it to 94, but... Okay,
Yes,
I
I
will
will.
give you a corruption point roll now. Technically I could take this roll, but I am feeling charitable given how badly you're insisting
Oh,
on
no.
rolling. Okay, well the good news is that no matter where you shoot it, yes, there is a flash of light. And yes, it does illuminate the smoke to your right as resembling that of a person, wearing tattered robes, a blade in their hand, the feet not even touching the ground. However, the discharge from your black powder weapon's smoke seems to at least confuse the air a little bit. It's unclear right now as to whether it's going to make it easier to see them or harder. We'll find out soon. And... this one's going to stand up. Skullplate. This finally has a vague chance of hitting you. One more defense, please, with plus 30.
It keeps changing it back down to 20 for some reason. Right, there we go.
Oh, Wilfred, can you make me a cool test as well, please? 2 cool tests. I'm really sorry. No. Yeah, no. No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
just one. Just one first. Just one first. I'm sorry.
Any ratings?
I got ahead of myself. Challenging. You've got a ghost in your face. Okay, the good news is you passed your cool test and not be scared of the ghost, which means you don't suffer from the bestial trait or skitterish trait that you get when you hear a loud weapon as well. So everything is fine, because I am trying to remember your weird roll you got that is very odd for someone with a loud weapon. Right. 10 or under, please. No chance, but... Hey, you alright there, mate? This guy's going to walk up to you and start bandaging your leg.
Thank you.
Cautiously, this one is going to go up to the river wardens. Hey, you alright? I heard a scream. Let's just roll for them, though. Yep, not a chance. Okay. Sorry, there's so many dice to roll. I should have made them both swarms, but, you know, really, this person's going to wave their torch around, flashing it back and forth. That is actually going to help. Okay, person that's decided to do a medical test. Prepare to be charged by a zombie. It's also relevant because we might have to train more guard if they die.
This is his perception test to see if he notices the zombie charging. She doesn't. It's still not much damage. Zombies suck. Wilfred, a man comes over to bandage you. Almost a second later... Oh! As like a blunt blade just like donks into the side of his rib cage. Right. Last one. We're going to need your intervention here, players. Sees a bit of a thing going on over here. Sees you swiping at something and goes to stand by your side and does a defensive action, Lazarus. Not quite sure what's going on. Oh, Jesus. River Warden does have advantage, not quite. Actually, does River Warden have plus perception? 30, 30, 30, 32. Oh my god, the target was 22. I've just checked their stats. Okay, he's going to have a swing. And then it's one more zombie, and then it's the next round. And... also, I haven't done fear tests. While you guys are having a go, I'll do all the fear tests. Because I have a feeling half of these troops will run away. Okay. This dude swings at the ghost. His sword goes straight through it. The ghost still seems to reel back a little bit from him. Skull plates. That zombie you just knocked down to the floor and killed stands back up again.
Hang on, give me a minute and I'll be surprised.
There you go. There you go, there you go. I'm going to give it one bleeding condition just as a reminder. Okay. Right, Lazarus, it's your go. While you're doing that, I'm going to be rolling loads of dice just to figure out some of these cool tests for the zombies that did see enemies. Oh no, actually, that one was running. Don't mind me. What are you up to, Lazarus? Uh-huh. Hello, Lazarus?
I'm targeting.
Okay. What are you targeting?
Well, I switched.
Swapped your weapons hand to hand,
Yeah.
I assume?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's difficult, challenging.
It's always challenging in melee. Unless you get additional bonuses for hitting stuff and advantage. Sadly, you don't have outnumbering because this person didn't actually see them, but that still might be enough. We'll find out. That is enough. Okay. You can see this creepy entity in front of you trying to swipe at you with a blade, and you manage to disperse the mist that is lunging towards you. It reforms again around the dagger.
Okay.
It does seem slightly phased by what you just did, but doesn't respond as if your blade actually wounded it. But still seems... well, perturbed, let's say. You gain one advantage.
Hooray!
It loses its advantage, and it's going to take a little swipe at you again in response, Lazarus. You have a +0 to beat. I'd suggest beating it.
I'm going to dodge. I'm going to reroll that.
It's close.
There we go.
Nice. +2 advantage for you now. Keep note of that. We have one strike at a River Warden who is fighting back. That is absolutely useless. Okay. Awesome. Awesome River Warden. Terrible ghost. That's freaking hilarious. Skull plate. You are surrounded by zombies. I would say, I'm sorry, but when you're outnumbered, you lose 1 advantage at the end of each round, so you go down to 2. But it's fine, you'll get it back.
Right. Alright, who do I target? That bugger got back up. Right, so I'm going to hit the one that got back up.
Okay. Just before you do that, it's going to swing at you, because you do have a slow weapon.
Of course.
So you get your plus 20, and that will probably put your advantage back up. Yep, there you go. Now you can attack it with plus 30. And it will... Ooh, okay. That is definitely enough to put it back down again. Having just stood back up. It now has half a head, by the way. Its skull is partially caved in. You did a decent job of hitting it. Yeah. Bad times. But you do have your advantage, which is nice. Unseen Ghost is...
So if is it only on the charge that I get to follow through?
So only if you kill it in 1 hit. If it was full health and... yeah. So
Okay.
not this time, afraid. Plus 20. Oh. Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh. I'll do it. I'll give him that for a natural one. I'll give him that. He's earned that. Okay. Skull plate. You got an attack coming your way now.
Marvellous.
From a highly skilled zombie. That, while you're bonking its ally on the head...
Yar.
lunges down towards you. Yeah. It's hard life, bit of zombie. You suck. And so, this poor little road warden went to market. This little road warden has no idea where they are. And this one that has stabbed Wilfred is... Wilfred.
And Polite Ghost.
A challenging perception test.
Hold on a second. Why was that an 80 when it rolled 40?
Yeah, sometimes the dice don't match up with what the actual RNG does. Reroll? Stick with? Corruption point? How do you feel?
I'll fortune point it. See if I... Nope. If I add 1 SL though, it still won't do.
It's still a fail. However, it got 0 as well, so... yeah, it is still a failed perception test. It was challenging. Jesus, having bad perception's really bad. I'm going to actually give it... You know what? I didn't do the modifier for it to attack you with the black powder discharge in its face. So narrowly it is going to miss. That's going to seem like a GM being nice moment, but...
Black powder weapons?
I did say it may have an effect. It did have an effect. It gave it a negative to hit. It probably just saved your life. For now, at least. Skull plate. There we go. I'm going to get a crit sooner or later. You've got a +3 to beat.
Sure.
Fine.
Be like that.
Fine. Lothar, how's it going?
I'm going to see if I've actually noticed anything. Guess it's still a hard perception test.
I'll do challenging. Just it's noticing details will require a couple of SL, but like you'll figure some stuff out.
God. That's still a fail. Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you that as a freebie, so I'm still going to give you an action. So,
Well, I'm going to assume that I said something wrong about the chance, so I'm going to try that again.
try it again.
Make sure I've selected the right one.
Oof.
Wow.
Damn. Is that not a fumble? Does it have to
No.
be a double? I thought it was 95 plus 2, but there you go.
It's an
Yeah,
automatic
there you
fail.
go. It's just an automatic fail.
No, just
Better.
not happening today.
Wow, okay. You do have movement as well, so if you want to walk around while you're trying to find Mamidia in here. I mean,
Yeah.
yoo-hoo, Mamidia! Where are
Apparently
you?
just lost.
Okay.
Abandoned me after the town, apparently.
Jesus
Walk-
Christ.
Can you hear me now?
Perception test, terrible. This person doesn't know what's going on. And it's going to... Smart thing to do, smart thing to do, smart thing to do. Stand their ground with a defensive stance. Wilfred, you could... you're getting 2 perception rolls around, but it is really feckin' hard. So challenging perception, please. I've never had anything near a TPK because people refuse to roll well. I don't think this will be. I think you've got enough meat shield, but we'll see. It could be. Okay, it's still really hard to see, Wilfred. Do you want a
go
corruption
for-
point reroll?
Sure, why not? Let's go.
Oh, Jesus.
It's only getting worse.
Oh, my God. I'm going to kill you by corruption points before I kill you. Okay, so you're still not sure what's going on. You did fire your weapon. You know it's to your side.
I will swing at the mist.
You can swing at the miss, minus 20. And this is to swing wildly. Okay. I will give it an opportunity to defend itself against you. Please don't crit. Oh, shit.
Critical fail.
Okay. Wow. Actually lost its advantage.
It hurt itself flailing.
Yeah. No, it did. It did. Okay. Right, zombie.
Did he hit it?
You did. Well, the ghost the ghost took a little, well, yes and no, Wilfred. I'm sorry for missing out the details of your epic swing. You swipe at the mist, and somewhere it looks like you see a finger floating in the mist.
Ugh.
It's very unclear what's going on, though. That's all I can say. With your repeatedly terrible perception rolls. That roll is a skull plate, so we can pretty much just move on from that. But feel free to roll anyway, skull plate, to show me how great you are. Okay, even with a crap roll, you're great. This guy is going to roll a perception test. What the name of Sigmar's going on? He has no idea what to do. He is actually going to roll a fear test because he's being attacked by something you can't see, and he's going to bottle it and be like, okay. This lady who did a defensive action, I have more faith in. She readied an action. She could have readied a perception. Okay, she can see what's going on. Lazarus, you have assistance.
Modifier plus 20.
That'll do. That'll do. By
I
your
have
s-
2 advantage
I don't know why that's relevant. You're being assisted. It ain't your
Oh,
go.
I know. I'm just making sure I have all my bonuses.
Okay, cool. You're not being attacked.
Oh,
You're being assisted.
I thought I was attacking.
Not yet.
It's not your turn, Sid.
It ain't your turn for a little bit. It ain't your turn. I was calling you out because by your side, one of the guard has come to help you and is frantically swinging at the mist. And I will say, despite the fact that you can see an entity in front of you, they can't, but they still managed to swipe through it several times. Again, it seems like something bad is happening to it. It's really hard to make sense of what's going on. And sorry for being vague, but I don't want to just give loads of, like, mechanical explanations as to what's going on. This person's really not sure. What the hell? And... yeah. They've had enough. Actually, no, they don't need to pass that test against the zombie. They just need to roll an attack. They're going to kill the zombie for you. Trust me, this will snowball in a second. Okay, zombie goes down. Zombie stands back up. Zombie swings at the card again. Okay, Jesus Christ, zombie. Okay, guards on 2 advantage. Mental note. Guard here. Sorry, I really wasn't expecting to roll this many dice, but it would have had more bonuses. She's going to be... that's going to be a hit. That's going to be a miss. Marvellous. Okay. I tell you what. I'm going to start playing around with this. Lazarus, go ahead and roll. We're going to do multiple rolls simultaneously. We're going to do this as a clusterfuck. Skullplate, defend against that zombie roll. It's a +0. Lazarus, who are you attacking?
Taking the ghost.
Meanwhile...
I get...
Sorry, a +0. I've got no advantage left.
well, whatever your advantage is. I'm not doing that for you.
That's fine.
It's always challenging, but add on advantage afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine.
I did.
Okay, you beat it. Lazarus, I forgot to give you your outnumbering roll, which would have been a +20. 4, 5, 6. That's only -1. So you have a fair chance of beating this still. Or not. Okay. That's hard. Okay. However, in front of you, this creature that you are swiping at between you and the other person dissipates. Fairly notably. You see the lower half of their torso begin to almost evaporate in front of you into the mist. And Skullplate, that zombie you knocked down and stood up again, actually, as it stands up, crumbles. Having just righted itself on its leg, you notice the bone shatter and the creature fall over onto its side. It's not exactly clear what's going on. We're now on... we'll go ahead to Skullplate. You can attack. Meanwhile, I'll do 2 ghost attacks against some guard.
Well, actually, I wanted to disengage, because if I can't kill him...
Sure.
What do I roll for a disengage?
Burn an advantage.
You can burn your advantage, yep, and leave combat. Or you can do a dodge test, but then you won't be able to attack.
Okay.
So if you drop all your advantage, you'll be able to charge off and attack something else.
I'm going to charge... so I can move my token. I'm going to come over here, burn all my advantage, and come after this zombie, because obviously I don't know the ghost is there, but I'm assuming you'll want me to do a perception test.
You're stood right next to it. Let's make that challenging now.
A perception test. Challenging, no advantage, good.
Okay. You can see a figure to your side that is drawing a dagger back, ring wraith style, to lunge it towards Wilfred.
Okay. In that case, I will, because I've seen that as I'm heading towards a zombie, I'm going to swing at that instead.
Make your swing.
No advantage.
I'll give you one for charging again, so we'll give you
Oh.
plus 10 after that. It's fine. We can always do...
You know what? It's fine. I don't want to use the
That'll
advantage.
Okay, that definitely does a thing. You cleave straight through it. The mist reforms around your hammer, but the blade it was about to lunge towards Wilfred, it at least seems disrupted. Right. Who's next? Lothar, do you want to do your roll?
Yeah, perception.
I'll do some other things, and yeah, go on. This is
Yeah.
passive perception. No.
Yeah.
Who wants that anyway? So you're still really hard to see what's going on.
Well, I'll just try the blessing again, I guess. Bless me, for I am fucked. These dice rolls. Ah, fantastic.
Right, there you go. So that's 3 people.
I think so.
And the audio has just gone crazy, so sorry
Yeah.
for any sound effects that are like...
So that ghost in front that's by Lazarus is dead,
Yep.
isn't it? So I could have
It's
actually moved over here.
really nearly dead.
Okay.
It's
Well,
half evaporated.
I'll bless myself, skull plate, and I don't know, Lazarus.
And Lazarus. Okay. Jesus. I'm going to roll for this temple guard. That'll do. After a readied action. Charging the zombie. Just make sure they pass their fear test and move closer. Yes, they do. Right. That's pretty good. That zombie was already on the floor and had stood back up again. And goes back down again. Skull plate. You've already had your go.
Wilfred.
Yeah, the combat order just went crazy. Wilfred, thank you. Wilfred, how's it going, bud?
I'm swinging again. It worked last time.
Are you going to just do a blind swing here? Just give up on the perception rolls by now. It's not worth it. Just swing.
It's not worth it. And swinging is.
Minus 20 swing? Sure.
I guess minus 10 from the advantage of actually hitting it.
Yeah, you did technically gain advantage last time.
No.
Okay, so it's got a minus 2 to beat. Okay,
Doesn't.
fine. Even though you can't see it, you are killing it blindfolded. Did you have a blessed weapon there, Wilfred? I can't remember.
No,
No.
skull plate.
Okay,
Skull plate does over there.
okay. That's worth noting. Zombies. One into the guard. He's going to make a fear check against this creature. He really doesn't like it. That's just going to give the zombie a mild bonus for now. That's without bonus, but that's fine. He sucks. Man. Okay, he's running. You're fighting. Actually, okay, we'll come back to that person in a second. You're running. You're gonna do go up, and this zombie is already on the floor. This guard is going to go up to it and stab it in the head, and stab it, 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 and it's dead. You, zombie, are dead. Because you have been properly coup de grace. Right. Come back to you in a second. In front of you, Lazarus,
Yes, sir.
the ghost continues, for whatever reason, to evaporate in front of your eyes. It is not looking too healthy. You look around you. Can you make me a challenging perception roll, please, to see what you can make of the others?
Nope.
Sure. Yeah, it's hard to tell what's going on. Other people seem to be fighting things. You can see a zombie the other side of Lothar that's charged into a river warden.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh, then I would like to just simply move to what I can see and fight the zombie.
Sure. Make me... you can have a +10 for a charge. You don't outnumber it because there's also a ghost fighting the dude, but make your roll. I think it's fairly safe to say you hit it.
Yeah. No.
Or not.
No, it isn't safe.
Corruption point reroll. How's that?
You were.
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay, you're good. That zombie gains one advantage that a corruption point would have prevented.
Whatever.
That's how it
can't afford
goes.
it.
That's how it goes. Okay, Ghost is going to lash out at one of your guard. They can't actually do that much damage, bless them. Except to halflings, apparently. That's also on me for fucking
Everything
up a lot of the...
does damage for halflings.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Skullplate. You've seen this ghost. I will say, since you've been doing what you've been doing, it has started to dissipate slightly. You can't explain what's going on, but its body is gradually dissolving in front of you.
I want to hit it again.
Go for it.
Does it hit me first?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Damn, why did I say that?
Right.
It's not like
You're
you're
on
not going to block
it
it.
off.
You did hit it, so you will have another +10 after this. So +5, never mind. So, yeah, now you get to attack it because you definitely defended successfully.
Let's target it.
And now you're on...
I'm on +20 at the
You're on-
minute, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, you're on 30 now because you just defended.
Yeah, I didn't, yeah.
3...
There you go.
Okay. Again, you swipe through this mystical entity a couple of times. Its body starts to crumble in
less
front of
weapon?
you. Oh, yeah. It disappears. It freaking... This time, thank you for the reminder, you swipe through it and its body does not reattach. The mist simply dissipates. A burst of air and it is gone from in front of you. Right, we'll just go ahead to one zombie charging 50-50. 1 to 49 is Skullplate.
Who's the other?
Lazarus.
Skull plated is?
Skullplate it is. This zombie has brains. On the mind. Okay, Skullplate, try and beat a -4.
That's a challenge. No.
Hey, finally. Come
Still
on.
only -1.
You still beat it, though. Just for the record.
Yeah, but I'm not fumbling.
Slayers don't fumble, yo. Wilfred, you're up.
I'm gonna charge the zombie.
Go on, you missed me out there.
Countercharge.
Oh, sorry, bud. Lothar, simultaneously, what are you doing? And Wilfred, make your
charge
attack.
the one that Lazarus is on, so I'm just going to attack this guy. I don't need to do perception.
Sure.
Hit this.
There's enough of you there now to get a plus 20.
Plus 20, cool.
And a plus 10 for charging, so plus 30 for you, Lothar.
Yep, I'll just set that as the
Right, this is
multiplier.
against Lothar's roll. Still waiting for your roll, Wilfred.
Oh, there we go.
That will do it.
Impale.
I'll see what your impale is, because that amuses me greatly. A gut blow. Nice. Definitely goes down.
He'd burn away from that, as it's a blessed weapon.
We will have to very briefly review the your count as magical. Yeah, so it allows you to damage ethereal units. It does an additional thing, and it goes down, and I will say a portion of its body is on fire, for the sakes of being consistent with our narratives. And it's having a particularly bad day. It is still wriggling, however. It's a gut blow, so you go straight through the centre of mass, tear it open, its guts pile out on the floor in front of you, letting out an awful stench, and it starts clawing toward you on the floor. And that zombie is probably pretty dead from Wilfred. Yeah, okay. So, by this point, those two are both on the floor. And I feel it's fairly safe to say that they are both coup de grace. The remaining ghost evaporates into the air. And the remaining zombie is dealt with. You will all have to roll me, please. Let's go with a... Bear with me. We're going to have to bring up the zombie characteristics again. This is only a minor corruption, believe it or not. So, if you'll click that resist button for me, please.
Sure.
Is it endurance or cool, or does it matter?
Go with my advantage, because that would be unfair.
Cool.
Do I have to use cool as well, or can I use my endurance?
Yeah, this is going to be a cool thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, it still keeps coming up with 30 modifier. Right, get it up. Oh, well.
Nice, Wilfred.
Nice. Oh, wow, that'll do it. Okay. Okay.
I don't know why I had 18 for my cool when my cool is... My cool is 38, but it's still a pass.
It'll do. Well, it automatically applies stuff, so the majority of your guard are shaking, and there's a combination of adrenaline, sweat, and urine currently sort of filling the air with its flavours.
Giving them a bit of the old leadership, see if we can rally them a bit.
Okay.
Challenging, I would guess, after that.
Challenging, but you have a bit of leadership still. I'll still call it average. Probably could be harder, but you have just killed stuff as well. Okay. They are ever so slightly settled, but most of them still look like they want to go home.
Jumpy, yeah.
Right then, boys. That was a nice little warm up. Let's go have a look what else is in here.
Probably more of that. I am going to pass you that undead potion thing.
Okay.
That Lazarus
Does
gave me a while ago.
the blessing dissipate? Or does it last for the rest of the?
It's already gone.
It would
already
have dissipated by now.
Yeah.
How long does this potion last on a weapon that's poison for killing undead things?
It doesn't say on the thing, so it's up to you, Hydra.
I will allow you guys to converse about that while I go to the toilet.
Probably the next combat.
So what the poison does exactly is smeared on the weapon, the congealed sap from the raw tuber of this plant is poisonous to creatures with the undead trait, causes 1 poison condition unless the undead victim makes a difficult -10 endurance test. So that's what the poison will do.
Okay. So, I'm assuming if I put it on the weapon now, whilst we're not in combat, so I don't waste anything, at least it'll
Yeah.
be...
Yeah, I'd imagine. But how long it lasts, I have no idea. I'd make it on amount of hits or combat round, at least. I don't know.
It'll probably last the next combat,
Yeah.
so long as we don't get ambushed by like 3 zombies just around the corner before we actually go on.
But that's why I'm thinking doing it before we get into another combat phase, because then that's taking up an action to
Yeah, to do
put
it.
it on my weapon. We're
Well,
losing
we
a
could do
round of
this like
combat.
Baldur's Gate and meta the shit out of it. Lothar,
Yeah.
bless everybody's weapons.
Yep. With rolls like I was getting, not a goddamn chance.
we take our time. We take a 20. D&D style. Take 20.
Just rest, have a short rest, and everything else. Yeah. Hydra go right up the wall. We'd just be killed in a rock slide at that point.
Yeah, I would say it's probably worth doing it now. And if it doesn't last, it doesn't last. I mean, clearly the key
Well, it's
to
up to
this
Hydra.
clearly the key to this is taking down the ghosts.
Right.
The key to this is actually rolling. Goddamn well.
Are you still discussing this
Right.
mechanic?
No.
Okay,
No,
good.
We were waiting for you to
Yeah.
return. So we've decided that the undead poison that Lothar got from Lazarus is being smeared on my hammer.
Okay.
In the hopes that it will continue to last long enough for any encounters that we may have while we remain in here.
Sure.
But obviously we don't know how long it's going to last for.
It's not.
Yeah, and it doesn't give a time limit, Hydra.
That's fine. It's not going to fall off.
No,
Right.
it's smeared on the hammer. But
It is smeared on the hammer. And the group of you go off investigating
yeah, we want to go the other way now.
the remainder
Can't go badly.
of this godforsaken place. And I will say that fight for any Games Workshop Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition GMs out there, the prime example of why you use swarms and do not roll individual tokens for NPCs. It drags things out incredibly so, even when you feel like it would be unfair to combine everything. Now, I will say,
We're waiting
as
for you to say stop.
no, you walk through, I will assume you do so cautiously,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I will ask for a difficult perception test from all of you.
It's dark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back to these again.
let's get the rubbish rolls out of the way.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
difficult
So,
perception.
Yes.
Clearly got them out of the system, huh?
I still pass.
Okay. You're fairly confident there is nothing else here. Lazarus, the rest of you, even with night vision and smoke vision. Lothar, you're nearly sure that there's definitely nothing here, or you're just not sure. It's a very fine line between the two. Okay. Eventually, you reach
So remember the doors over this
a
side.
Yep.
very familiar location of a door on your right. That creepy green mist, and where a degree of the smell was coming from is unpleasant to say the least. A fiery, ginger-like sensation sort of fills your nose at this point. If it were in a pie, it might be pleasant, but this is far too spicy for anything you breathed in before. can feel your nose hairs sort of nostril hairs being singed away by this. Okay, you are at the edge of said crypt. There is a large crack in the door. Enough for a person to slide in sideways, most probably.
Well,
Alright. This is what we
perception's
came
gone
here for.
so well so far, so let's give it a go.
Okay. That will just simply move to the outside the crypt map, which is very similar to where you just were, but I made a different map for it anyway. So, who's going in first?
It would have to be Skullplate.
Skullplate goes in first.
Skullplate super tank.
Okay.
My map is black.
I will assume you have... Okay, I'll sort out tokens, but I will assume you have a torch or something to illuminate the way, so you're not just stepping into complete darkness.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll give you still a challenging perception test, Skullplate. Some things you will find for free, but a degree of...
Challenging. There we go.
This is just for your first impressions.
Oh my god, I can actually see the ground.
So you can see a chamber with what looks like a coffin in the middle made of stone, and it looks like the majority of this is empty. Aside from some bones on the floor.
Okay. Do I see the bones enough to see whether or not they look human or something else?
They are not human.
Okay. And can I see enough of the coffin to see whether or not it looks like something... If is the coffin broken, or has it just been opened?
The lid is off and resting on the side.
Okay, so there's no way to tell whether something opened it from inside or something opened it from outside. It's just been pushed off.
This is your first impression, so you may go in further. Wilfred, Lazarus, Lothar will be following, so the rest of you are now inside this chamber, investigating. Yep. It's primarily brick lined, almost as if a building has been constructed in the middle of this mountain. There is still areas of it that have collapsed rock and... Well, for now, that's all you get.
Okay, so I want to investigate to see if there's anything we can see about the coffin or the area around the coffin that would give us any clues.
I will allow you for anyone now snooping around the area, you can take your time, you have torches. It's going to be slow, though. I will assume the guard are standing watch outside as you do so. The remainder of those who are happy to stay. And you probably hear the occasional murmur and whimper from outside. The rest of you I'll allow an average perception roll.
This is where I roll a 99.
God.
Well, I wasn't far off it.
Good lord.
You know what? I'm actually just going to re-roll it. I'll use my last point. No.
Oh,
no,
wow.
no. Oh my word.
I'm the only one that passed.
You passed. Okay. Lazarus, while Skullplate and Lothar and Wilfred are looking around, you have a peer inside the coffin. And in the corner, you see something that looks like a rock. At least catches your eye. Something of interest. Oddly smooth in appearance, perhaps more like a pebble. Out of place. Under a mountain.
Can I pick it up?
You can. That's not a pebble. It's a locket.
Can I open the locket?
You can. It has a chain attached
although very, very faint and corroded. Could you roll me an evaluate, please? Challenging, seeing as you're doing this by torchlight. Okay. It's very, 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 very old. As in, the metal is flaky, almost. God knows how long this has been sat here. But perhaps the mist, perhaps what other unholy forces are around here, this thing feels particularly fragile. But you're able to open it slowly, and inside is a dust-covered picture. It would require a fine touch, but for an average dexterity roll, I would say you could probably neaten the image up a little bit.
Difficulty?
Average.
Average.
Oof.
Have we run out of...
Yeah, I can't.
How do you feel about those corruption points right now?
I have 5 out of 7 apparently. I don't know how that happened.
Do you want 6?
4. Nah, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Okay, so you try and brush the dust, and a degree of the picture that was in it sort of smudges. It was obviously would have been a painting of some sort, even of such a tiny scale, but a degree of it is now but a smudge.
Shit. I guess I'll close it back up, and I'll let everybody know that I found a locket in the tomb that's empty.
Are we going to carry on looking around?
That is up to you.
Is there
Yeah,
any-
I think.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, spend a bit of time continuing to sort of see if there's anything else that we can see.
I will allow you to roll whatever you think is appropriate at average, and you can tell me what you're thinking. Are you interested in the room this is in? Are you looking at the ground, the ceiling, the light, the smell, the air, anything you wish?
I'm looking at the area around the coffin to see anything that would give any sort of indication as to who was in it. So looking at the lid, the area around it, so the walls, is there any sign of any
Okay.
sort of what do you call them, like flag type things? And I don't see
Yep.
anything, so it doesn't really matter.
Heraldry.
So
Okay.
whatever.
Nothing
Yeah, that was
past
odd.
the heraldry that you'd seen before, that same insignia of a sort of a winged skull.
Yeah, I'll look around and see if there's any kind of books or anything, or any possessions. Fine, kingly.
Okay. Lothar, you look around the area, and it simply seems to be a stone-laden
Chamber.
chamber. Exactly.
So there's no other possessions or anything. It's just the coffin in the middle.
There is one thing that strikes you as interesting, and that is, for the first time since you have been down here, there is a very faint breeze.
Can I tell which direction that's coming from?
With your +2, you can hunt for the area. You've located the breeze, and it takes you to the side where some rocks had collapsed, and one particular boulder, perhaps 1.5 meters high, seems to be coming from the corner of that.
Is there any chance of digging it out if I yell skull plate? Or is this like well and truly in a rock slide?
I would say between all of you, it wouldn't be too much effort to move this one particular rock that is clearly protruding where the breeze is coming from. There is a hole behind it.
Into another cave, or
The angle is slightly upwards, contrary to expectation.
so if we pulled that big boulder out the way, is it?
It's out the way. You can see
Is this
a
like a-
black hole in
Is this
front
like a
of you.
crawl space that you could go through with a
It
torch?
is a crawl space, yes.
As the resident dwarf, is there anything, maybe geology or something, I would roll to sort of recognise whether it's leading outside, which I'm assuming is kind of.
I'll
obvious
let
with
you do a
rules,
roll
but,
geology.
average or just a normal challenging?
Average. Feel free to pass a dice roll. Hey, there you go. This is interesting to you, Skullplate, because this rock was perhaps moved in front of this hole intentionally as a start. But the way this tunnel forms is deliberate and intentional, as if something had burrowed out or in. With a +3, I would say that would be difficult to ascertain. But it seems to be going up.
Well, I think I know where we're going. So obviously I've told everybody what you've just said. My suggestion is that we crawl up this and sort of see where it leads.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, does anyone want to do anything in here before we go?
Yeah, are we done exploring in here?
I
I think so. It's a
wanna
bare room. Oh, go for it, Wilfred.
I wanna look at the walls to see if there's any markings on the walls.
Have a look with your night vision.
I look with a +2.
There are some scratchings. It could almost be claw marks. Very faint, but you see them. Not as if some magnificent beast had torn portions of rock from the wall, but more like a hand had scraped away at the surface.
Well, gentlemen, it looks like whatever was in here for a while and tried to dig out. And you guys...
No, the question is, did it get out of this hole or did it get out through the crack in the door? I mean, either way, it's out, whatever it is.
Or something let it out.
And that'll be the last mistake it ever makes.
Like you say, though, did something let it out?
Shall we see what's up the other way?
Yes, I think something's dug in through here, possibly, and let it out. Right, into the hole. What we doing with the guard? They coming?
Probably just standing around in the chamber just to shout us in case anything goes wrong. Or he is.
Right, okay. So we'll leave them in guard in here, and then go up the hole. They can either follow us or afterwards, or we come back through.
Yep.
Let's go. So we'll obviously take some time to bring the guard in here, so that they can keep watch whilst we go up the passage.
Are you going first?
Of course. Up we go, wherever it is. Up your back passage.
Breezy back passage at that.
Okay.
It
Cool.
was that spicy tea.
It takes some minutes of crawling on hands and knees before there is a pinprick in front of you. Skull plate, a pinprick of light.
Is that pinprick as in it's in the distance, or pinprick as in
It is in the
it's just
distance.
a small hole? Okay.
Still a way to go, but there is a slight shift in the air. A very faint freshness.
Carry on moving.
And you reach a crevice between two rocks on the mountainside. You are met with daylight, fresh air, and a view of Tarn. I would say some considerable height.
Any obvious paths?
No. Although you can make a roll to see what you can see, which would be an average perception now because you have daylight and nice clean air. Even as a dwarf, one appreciates reasonable
It bloody
quality
doesn't
air.
matter today, does it? I can't see it.
It doesn't matter. It's a good job today wasn't actually really a dangerous combat encounter. It's more of like a nuisance encounter.
Are we
If you-
all up there? I
If
guess?
you rolled like this against the goblins, you'd all be dead. That's all I'm saying.
Gonna join him in a perception.
Oh, you can. Yeah. You're all there.
Yes.
Right.
How are yours worked?
Lothar. The rocks around you don't give any obvious tracks, and one can only guess when this happened. But looking at the way you had moved outside, it would seem at least plausible to you that the tunnel was dug with at least a convenience to move outward rather than inward. And Lazarus, I would say, between you and Lothar, unfortunately not with the help of Wilfred, captain of perception tests today, you spy a formation of rocks just maybe 6 feet below where you are. They strike you as out of place compared to the others, and it looks like a combination of a more spherical rock that has been shattered to pieces. You investigate, and it would seem you were correct. Your conclusion from that roll would be that there was a rock covering this crevice, and something managed to break that rock.
Pushed it from the inside out.
Pushed it and or somehow shattered it. I would say your suspicion would be, Lothar, that it was pushed and then shattered. Lazarus is perhaps somewhat more paranoid that it shattered and then fell. But who knows?
I look at this. We might have something very powerful on our hands.
Hmm.
Well, if it's been down there and it's been sleeping in a coffin for a long time, and then managed to bore a hole out of the rock, then sure, I would think so.
And Lazarus, I would say you have daylight afforded to you now. Something you didn't have moments ago.
I think we're like, are we already like at a point where we can see outside, or we just
Stood on the side of a cliff, aren't we?
You're stood on the side of the mountain right now.
Outside.
Yeah, you are outside of this tunnel. Which is why it's nice and bright.
is there a better way to get down?
You could probably climb down the mountain or slide back down.
Do you want to have another look at the locket before you smash it?
Yeah, now that there's daylight, I'd like to look at the locket again.
Okay. There is...
Well, we'll huddle around it, see what we figure out.
You all huddle around. There is still dust over the top. I will say the image is faint, but I will ask you what you would like to do before I offer a test.
Can you blow the dust off it, or is it like stuck to it?
You can try.
Sure.
What? Frickin' hell.
Go on then.
What attribute is blow?
Maybe you want to ask one of the Sigmar priests?
Yeah. Does anyone have Law Sigmar? Okay.
Probably
It's fine.
Dex.
Yeah. It's tongue dexterity, right?
It's the
Licking
throat
the
dexterity.
dirt off it.
Rolling average.
Oh,
Oh, I passed.
barely.
Okay. Lazarus starts to blow on it. No saliva gets on it, but a little bit of the dust comes away. It's a very broken image at this point. It has that crumpled effect of a painting that is sort of beyond years.
Like peeled oil paint.
Exactly. It not only that, but there are like flecks missing. It is tattered, but
Smudged fingerprint in the middle of it.
and a smudged fingerprint along where the individual's sort of hairline is. But there is a face on this locket, and the face is very, very unfortunately familiar to you. Who would like to have a wager?
Gilda?
Yeah, I was gonna say Gilly.
It looks very, very, very similar to Gilda.
Should we take this to Gilly and show her?
Sure.
I'd like to ask her some questions.
Let's ask her why we found her in a locket in a tomb.
That's really, really old.
That now has undead in the mines.
Yeah. I think we have a lot of questions for her.
Alright, I would agree. Alright, back down the hole, collect the lads, head back to town.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, that's what we'll do then.
And on that note, while the group contemplate the way to approach their Stragani witch, and is she a witch? I'm not confirming nor denying. I think it's time for some more cheerful music. And endeavour rolls. Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
So, firstly, I will say apologies for the combat being slightly more drawn out. I really should have done swarms. I was torn myself, and I was like, I'm not going to do swarms because you've got a certain amount of them that you've done, so I want it to be representative of them. It wasn't worth it. Should have done swarms. Don't ever do single unit allies within this game. When role-playing, it slows everything down, and if you were doing that on a tabletop, you would have died before your players actually got to have their turn. And I ballsed up all the fear tests, which meant that all of the dudes didn't run away, so you never actually got a turn because half the people should have ran away. Anyway, who's going to go first?
I'm ready. I'll roll.
Cool. Let's go with get away from calm music. There we go. A cartographer comes to town, and we still have to do yours as well, Wilfred. So between the two of you, 5 silver, which is going to be hard to afford for a slayer, actually.
Yeah, this slayer don't have no money.
Yeah, maybe if you can borrow some money. Let's go to chill music. Yeah, if you can find some real silver to give him, then you can talk beeswax with him. Let's go to Wilfred next. Mr. Perception. You meet a local who has a chicken strapped to his bottom. He insists there can be... Oh, good lord. Okay.
You put that on?
Yeah, okay. So that was actually me. You meet an individual who has a chicken strapped to his butt. He insists that sores can be cured by plucking a live chicken and strapping its bottom to the sore. Okay, this is modern medicine at its finest. Lazarus, do you mind rolling me a... Do you have a law medicine you can roll for me? Average.
Sure.
Average law medicine.
Gills, lore medicine, average. Nope.
Yep,
That
sounds
seems like a great idea.
Seems plausible. Chicken's bum, your bum. Like, it sounds like a good way to get rid of that. Okay, we're going to save Lothar till last because I want to talk about his praying today. Lazarus, let's go. Yeah, oh my god.
Jesus.
Opportunity saunters through passing soldiers, well-heeled merchants, or vacationing nobles pass through the area, and characters willing to suck up... Apologies, the font is freaking tiny here. I'm actually having to lean towards. Reap the benefits. Burghers and peasant classes characters gain 50% money from the income endeavour. We don't have any of either of those, do we?
Nope.
No.
Don't think so.
We used to have a burger once upon a time.
We have a lot of beggars in town.
And people say that nothing good ever happens. There you go. All of a sudden there is opportunity within this town. I wonder why. Lothar. Let's see what yours is. Just to see if it's anything topical first.
Should I have the draw with replacements tick box ticked?
Can you tick that individually? Because I thought that was automatic.
No, I can't. Right.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be ticked.
Cool.
Which means each one can only be got once. Which is good, because it prevents hell breaking loose. An elderly gentleman has arrived in town, claiming to be a renowned swordsman. He's offering to sell you a fine and durable sword for a mere price of 2 gold crown. The GM will roll blindly to determine the authenticity of the weapon. You could roll a challenging evaluate to see if you can find it. Just to, see if you can actually tell if he's telling the truth or not. In which case, 2 gold crown is a fairly good deal. For something that's fine and durable. Like, that's something I'd say Sighard might be into, but he's, more into fancy pants fencing.
Do you want me to do the evaluate now?
Yeah, let's do it now. Average. Or
The rolls have been going so well so far.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Looks fine.
It's a sword.
It's a sword. Yeah, fine and something. You don't know. It's hard to tell. Something about a sword. But if any of the other... I would say if you wanted to forward them to any of the other players who were interested, you could get one other person to do the roll. And on that note, we did get one prayer offer at the end, which did allow a mopping up of ghosts toward the end, which was nice. That was good. The difficulty in that fight mechanically was not being able to roll fear tests from seeing scary things because you never saw the scary thing, Wilfred.
Hey, I passed my fear
You never
test.
saw. The only person that saw the ghost was Skullplate and Lazarus, and they passed.
Can't be afraid of something if you can't see it.
They were pretty rough. They were pretty rough, to be fair. But they were also terrible at
stood
fighting.
Much better chance of passing the cool test than I did the goddamn perception test.
Yes. Yes. Indeed. Indeed. However, you did get to bless weapons at the end, and Skullplate got to cleave a ghost in two, as did Lazarus, I think, or Wilfred.
Yep.
Yes.
I killed it.
There were other things going on with ghosts. So, well done today for surviving the mines, where there were 5 miners who were left to die and never buried beforehand, and 5 new people that had recently gone down looking for treasure. Thus, we had 5 zombies and 5 ghosts.
Watch that treasure map the old man has as the map to here.
Could be. Could be.
They're not coming in a third time, damn it.
Yeah, on the map it says, zombies, be careful. Make sure you have good perception rolls. Players, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for stopping by. We didn't actually get anything too dramatic from the Endeavour roll this time, but next week, on Monday, we're going to have a banquet with the Lords and Ladies of Reichland, and I think on Friday next week, we're going to have a trip to a dwarven city and our first dabble with dwarven society. Some of it may be a travel there, but we've got 2 pretty cool sessions. And then we're going to eventually go on a road trip and, well, a boat trip and blast the hell out of some rivergets. So things are happening. And somewhere in that, we're going to have a talk to Gilly, or not talk to Gilly if you think that she might kill you. We'll see. We'll see. On that note, I look forward to all of your comments, you lovely viewers. Make sure to like and subscribe to the videos. And please do leave a comment with your thoughts and feelings on today. And make sure you do, because I hadn't done for a little bit, but I will name a NPC after one of the commentators today. So leave a comment. Has to be more than a sentence. Don't you dare do that 3-word bullshit here. And I'll see you next time.